I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration. When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
Yo, 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 welcome back to the fifth round. As always, your boy, Stephen Moustaris. And man, crazy combat sports weekend, won't lie to you. Or at least jam-packed, I should say. Friday night, Bellator 280. I think PFL had their second or third showing of the season. And then we have Saturday night, we had the Canelo loss, which is sad because it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. But, you can't be too mad at it. He's sitting here. He's trying to go up in weight, trying to show how dominant he is. And he's kind of just bit off more than he could chew, that I would say. But then UFC 274. I won't even lie to you guys. I don't want to sit here and talk about prelims or anything because I was at the Journey concert when they were touring with Toto. Easily the only person under 60 in there. But I did turn, as soon as the main card started, I turned it on my phone. I was sitting there watching it in a loud-ass concert legally. So we definitely was a little upset midway through the day. Finds out Donald Cerrone pulls out. It was just kind of one of those legend fights I'd like to see, but not too terribly mad that it didn't happen because, we're going to see it again. And there's no arguing. Donald Cerrone was definitely sicker. He's never pulled out of a fight. And then the Randy Brown, Chaos Williams fight. Chaos kind of falls in love with these knockouts. He's going to probably throw as much as he can. So it's going to leave Randy Brown playing some great defense. Just thought he was a little tentative. Wasn't mad. Either one could have won. I thought it was a back and forth kind of fight. Just a little boring, I could see. At least they were throwing. I'll give them that. They were throwing, just missing a lot. And then OSP Shogun Hua. Man, I was sitting there. I really thought OSP was going to come out and, he showed the speed, but he just didn't come out as physical as I thought he would. And I don't know. I don't want to see either of them fight. Shouts out to Shogun, one of the legends in the game, but I just don't want to see him fight. I don't think anymore, especially at a high level. I don't think I want to see OSP fight anymore either. It's been tough with him because he shows these glimpses where he should be or in the past he showed glimpses of how he could be one of the top dogs in the light heavyweight division. But then fights like that, it's man, there's no place for him there. So, which I don't want to critique because this dude would kick the fuck out of me. Both of them would. So, but man, this leads me into. This is hard to say because it's not a shock that Tony lost. I will say that. It can't be a shock after his last couple fights, but that's on the short list of the most shocking moments in the UFC history, where just Tony Ferguson getting knocked out, just cold, especially be one thing if he was taking some blows, like the Justin Gaethje fight, which he never dropped or anything, just kind of got called on him because he was getting his ass beat. But one kick knockout, man, those are one of those ones right there. And I was actually driving on the way home from Cleveland at this rate because the first two fights took over probably the end of the concert, and then I was finally driving in traffic. And you best believe I was watching them while I was driving. Shouldn't be doing that, but I don't miss shit. And I got to watch pretty much because I was kind of holding it up. Got to watch the whole first round. Tony came out looking amazing. I really thought he looked good. I was sitting there. I was like, oh, Michael Chandler, this isn't looking good for you. First strike thrown in the second round. Up kick. Punt kick, you should say. That guy was punting 4th and 50. I was like, oh, I got to get this down to the 100-yard punt right here. Cold. I didn't expect it. I don't think anybody expected Tony to get knocked out. I even posted a video on Saturday morning where I woke up and kind of gave my official predictions, which I did say. I said, man, look, I think Chandler's going to pull this one out. I think clearly this is no shock. We're not breaking news here, but Tony is, at the end of his career. And, there's the argument for him, hey, at least his last 3 losses have been all to either the champion, the number one contender, or the guy who's probably going to be, if not next behind, but he's going to be behind Islam probably. Islam Makhachev, I should say, but in Beneil Dariush. So he's got one of the craziest win streaks going on right now in the division. So I was like, okay, I definitely picked Chandler to win. I thought it was going to be a decision. I didn't think we've never seen Tony Ferguson get knocked out cold like that. Especially in the last, I don't know how many years. You just don't see it. You don't expect it. It's kind of one of those things you get. It was like Chuck Liddell until he started getting knocked out where you're and not even like him because he was heavier, and we've seen him get knocked out by Rampage in his prime. We've seen a lot happen. Randy Couture damn near put him out, but I know it's ground and pound. But still, it's just seeing Max. If we ever see Max Holloway go to sleep, it's going to be like one of those. You're like, holy fuck, one of the best chins in the division ever. You almost like seeing John Jones get knocked out. But now he's coming to heavyweight. It's a little different. But, man, seeing Tony Ferguson get slept like that, it was tough to watch. I won't lie to you. I love the knockout. I know a lot of guys were out here saying how it's one of the most vicious knockouts ever, which it is, especially the way he hits his head on the ground on the way down. Just like those to me, it's like it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get grossed out by him. But I did get sad deep down. You know, I'm not the biggest Tony fan in the world, but I'm a diehard, respect. I'm a diehard UFC fan. I've been watching it for like 16 years now, more than half my life. And it's like, you start growing with these guys and you see them fight for so long, you have a really big amount of respect for these guys. So to see Tony Ferguson finally to get slept like that, and that just dominated like wrestling and, jiu-jitsu and just maybe on the hands just a little bit, but like, it was tough to see. I mean, I was really happy for Michael Chandler. He cut one of the best promos ever, and I can't wait to see him fight. I hope he gets that Conor fight, or if he doesn't, I hope he just waits it out and, fights the winner of Islam and good old Charles. But man, it was difficult because, like I said, it's one of the more shocking moments in UFC history to me. Like, to be sitting there just seeing him slept like that. Like, because I kind of called it, like I was saying earlier, like I kind of said, on the Saturday morning when I woke up, I said, dude, this might be the time. This really might be the chance. I woke up and I was like, this might be that chance or that time ever, and where Father Time touches him, and this is it. This is the time we actually see him go to sleep. I did not think it would be an up kick like that. I don't think anybody in the world would. I was thinking maybe like that overhand, uppercut, straight, something like that. I didn't think a hook either. I knew it was going to be a power hit or power shot, but man, my heart goes out to Tony. I don't know what's next for Tony. I don't know what you want to do. If you're his team, you don't want to throw him up there against, I know he's already lost to Benil. I don't want to see him fight Dustin. I don't want to see him fight any of these guys. No up and comer. It's tough right now. We're in a tough position. I still think he's too good. And if anything, if you're a big Tony fan, at least he finally arguably won a round finally, for the first time in 4 fights. And it was impressive that first round, had Chandler rocked and everything, and then you got to give it up to Chandler though, man. He comes out here, finishes Dan Hooker, who's never been finished like that. I mean, now he has. We've seen him against Arnold Allen and everything, but at the time it was shocking. You're like, holy shit, Michael Chandler? And then almost, there's in an alternate universe, he's the champion right now. Knocked out Charles. And then if he didn't fuck around in that third round so much against Gaethje, he could easily won that fight too. So, it's a tough one. It was a sad moment in UFC history for me. I will not lie to you, and I hope Tony's got the best recovery ever. You could see he was out for a while. You could see how sad he was just sitting up there. I know he probably didn't even have his wits together and shit, but man, it was a tough one to see. You never want to see some of the legends go out like that. So, I think Tony's one finish like that away from probably retiring, or at least getting the Dana talk like, hey man, you're gonna have to retire now, because we see the Joe Lauzons, the Clay Guidas, the Donald Cerrones. I mean, shit, even throw Shogun Hua in there. You got these legends in the game that are still fighting probably way too long, but they're at least competitive and they're not getting slept and getting dominated like that yet. So it's just a double-edged sword, man. I don't know. It was, and I'll probably, honestly, this is probably going to make me make a list of most shocking UFC moments ever, and it's on the short list for sure. I mean, the next video I'm about to do will probably break down this Rose Carlos snooze fest, but that one's up there too. I was expecting a lot from Rose, and I don't know, man. So I'm thinking there's a lot that are on the top of my head right now. I mean, you could say the John Jones just destroying Shogun Hua in his prime. I thought that was pretty shocking. A young John Jones. Now, I guess it's not so shocking, but at the time you're shook. The Kamaru Usman Woodley fight, just how dominant that one was pretty shocking. You could say the Francis Ngannou Derek Lewis fight, just how boring it was nobody expected that. DC knocking out Stipe was one of the more shocking ones to me. There's so many that are just off the top of my head. I'd have to really sit there and make a respectful list, so don't judge me. It's just off the top of the head. I didn't even expect on naming some off, but it's definitely on the short list of like most shocking moments. Even Amanda Nunes, Cyborg. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. So, but hey, this has been the 5th round. Stephen Moustaris as always. Tony Ferguson, man, I'm sorry. Michael Chandler, keep ripping those promos. You're just changing the game right now. And let's go, baby. It was a boring fight night, I guess, for most people, but I was pretty intrigued. So let's go.